All right. Good morning. Tuning in a few minutes late today without any glasses for some reason. I just was wearing my sunglasses and then didn't change. So, this is the Monday Awareness Upgrade with Devoted Heart Lauren. Thank you for joining. Welcome. If you're tuning in later, hello, good morning. Drop a comment. Let me know that you're here. These videos will be available on replay on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube as well. Happy Memorial Day. It's a holiday here in this part of the world, so I hope that you're getting to enjoy and relax and be with loved ones and tune up. So, in service of tuning up, my theme for today is about using all the tools at your disposal. So whatever works for you to make yourself more free, do it. Whether that is meditation or yoga, whether that is something that is more taboo, like microdosing, LSD, mushrooms, whether that's having a glass of wine, whatever it is, okay? Whether it's some form of sensuality, whether it's sex or whatever, just sensuality, please do what works for you to feel more connected to yourself and more free of the things that block you from feeling free. So this topic came up for me because I was thinking on Friday. Friday was World Microdosing Day or something in honor of, I believe, James Fadiman's birthday. So he is someone who did a lot of research on psychedelic microdosing as a means for healing, for PTSD, for depression, for anxiety, for lots of different conditions that plague our human experience. And these quote-unquote drugs have been made very taboo and were outlawed at a certain point, I believe with the Nixon administration with the war on drugs. If I'm wrong, I'll check back later, but I think that's what it was. But yeah, the war on drugs made it so all of these things were illegal based on very isolated cases of things going wrong. But here's the thing about life is that things go wrong sometimes, and we don't want to throw out all of the benefits that could have a huge impact on society and help us as a collective to get more free based on the misuse or the sort of freak incidents of a few people. So these methods have been proven very effective for healing disordered thinking of the mind. Okay, so we want to use all the tools at our disposal to make ourselves more free. And I'm not saying that you're gonna be doing quote unquote drugs, LSD, mushrooms, whatever, like for your entire life. But you get to use the things that are available as tools to increase your awareness and merge the conversation between your conscious and your unconscious. I've been reading a book recently is talking about that the unconscious mind is the divine, is God. And when we have disordered thinking or mental illness, it's because our unconscious is trying to tell our conscious something that isn't translating, isn't coming through, or we're just not listening. Okay? So integrating that unconscious mind, or sort of the great abyss, our intuitive wisdom, with the things that we consciously know, and we can say, oh, I know that, I understand that, whatever. So the worst thing in the world is, mental illness, but also like stress, which I think can lead to what we might consider mental illness. And we've demonized a lot of things and like, okay, yoga is good and alcohol is bad or whatever. But it's really about how we use any of these things, because we could have disordered, unhealthy, destructive thinking and go to a yoga class or go to an exercise class or go hang out with our family or do things that on a surface level seem very like holistic and good, quote unquote. Okay, but are they making us more free of our own patterning, or are they just playing into that pattern or even making it worse? So we get to look at, okay, what are the tools at my disposal that I can utilize to actually get out of my own way? And whether it's that I have a glass of wine or I go to a yoga class, is it making me more free? is it kind of helping the clouds to part so I can see through to the light of my own true awareness, and so I can integrate my conscious knowing with my unconscious knowing, or my subconscious, or that great abyss that we could think of as perhaps connection to the divine. So what are you doing today? What are you doing today to make yourself more free? Are you going to meditate? Are you going to take a yoga class? Are you going to share a beautiful meal, or a beer, or a glass of wine, or whatever, a hot dog with family and friends? And is that something that's in service of the creation of more integration of your entire being and awareness of your own light, or not? Okay, and we get to decide when to utilize these tools that we have at our disposal, how much to utilize them, because most of us have a tendency to overindulge in one thing or another, whether it's food, whether it's sleep, whether it's drugs, alcohol, whether it's sex, whether it's toxic relationships. Okay, what are we overindulging in? Okay, and what is that doing? Is that making us more free? I don't think so. So how can we break those patterns? By using the tools at our disposal and creating more awareness. So the mudra that I was working with last week, that I actually want to continue to work with, at least for today, we'll see what happens tomorrow, you never know, but Hakini mudra. So we bring all the fingers together like this, all the fingers and the thumb together. This is called Hakini mudra, and it's all about integration and intuition. So you can, if you're choosing to take the shape, you can bring the thumbs up to the third eye and just stimulate that third eye awareness. And that's the consciousness beyond what we are generally aware of, or the subconscious, the intuition, the unconscious mind, so to say. So you can hold this shape and let your eyes close. And we have a little cat who's a thief. Let the eyes close. And drop into what you know, what your mind might be telling you right now or in general. And then see if you can tune into the unconscious. Oh my goodness. The unconscious or the subconscious. So the awareness that's just below the surface, that might be trying to come through in various ways, in the form of a feeling in your body, anxiety, little whispers that might come through in the form of thoughts. Coming into a state of integration with all the layers of your being and all the layers of your awareness. And there's a balance between letting, I'm going to paraphrase the Mary Oliver quote, letting the soft animal of your body love what it loves. I don't think that was correct, but letting your body love what it loves. And then letting your intuitive knowing, your subconscious, tell you and sort of upgrade you to understand what is really good for you to become more free. To become more free of the attachments, to become more free of the patterns of suffering that you might be knowingly or unknowingly perpetuating. And tuning into the light of your heart, the light that's always there when you part the clouds. So can you let go of some of the righteousness around what's good and what's bad, what's right and what's wrong? And just give yourself permission to utilize the tools at your disposal based on what works, what makes your body and mind more healthy and integrated, and your spirit more free. Let the eyes start to open. Seal the palms together, bow the head to the heart. All right, I want to say one or two more things regarding the righteousness around the tools that you use. I remember listening to a Ram Dass teaching where he's talking about meditation, and basically says if you don't want to meditate, don't. Right? We think of things like meditation or yoga or I don't know, whatever it is, whatever the thing is that you put up on a pedestal is like, this is a good thing that I should do. He says if you don't want to do it, don't do it. It means that it's not actually useful for you yet. And there's something to be said for pushing yourself to do something that is a little bit uncomfortable or outside of your normal patterning. But overall, do what works. And if there's something that you think you should be doing and you're actually causing harm to yourself mentally, beating yourself up about what you're not doing, then can you actually just let it go and do what works and practice conscious awareness in whatever way feels accessible to you in that moment. So that's one thing I wanted to say. Another thing I want to say is regard to microdosing that I mentioned. And I have done several, I don't know how many, but I think like maybe once a year for the past couple of years, I've done several rounds of microdosing with LSD, which means taking a sub-perceptual dose of LSD, which is about 1/10 of a full dose that would have you trip out and have all these psychedelic experiences and visuals and be like in a way that you wouldn't necessarily go to work or be in a normally functioning state in the world. It's just a little like tune-up for your brain. And my friend compared it to you're taking the files out of your file cabinet little by little and reorganizing them little by little, as opposed to if you take a full dose of whatever the thing is, it's like you took the whole file cabinet out and you dump it on the ground and then you try to deal with it all at once, and it's like, whoa. And it can be pretty cool, but it can also be overwhelming and not conducive to living your normal life if that's what you're trying to do. So I took it because I was feeling a little bit uninspired. I hesitate to say depressed, but I was feeling something of that nature. I was feeling a little bit down, and like it was difficult to move forward. And it really helped me a lot, and it's something that you can do in a very controlled way in how where you get it from is another story, but the dose that you take, and you take it every there's a 3-day cycle. Okay, you can't take it every day because it won't work, but you take it on a 3-day cycle, and it just helps to kind of upgrade. It's a software upgrade for your brain. So I'd be happy to talk more about this with anyone who's interested. Feel free to message me. But I just wanted to share that to kind of clear some of the clouds and the taboos away from this particular method of becoming more free and integrating consciousness. So thank you so much for listening. Thanks for tuning in. I would love to hear any reflections. If you're watching these videos, drop a comment. Just let me know that you're here, that you've been tuning in, so that I know to keep going and all that. So happy Memorial Day, happy summer, happy new moon. It's a new moon today. I'm offering a new moon meditation this evening on Zoom. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's $12. You can book using the link in my profile. And regardless, many blessings for this next cycle. Thank you. Thanks, Desiree. Thanks for tuning in.